Q&A. All right, Tammy's out shopping still, so we'll just keep on going. Michelle Young from Australia, who has, I'm going to paraphrase here, she had a female and a boy. These are British Bulldogs, bred them successfully, had great 8 beautiful puppies. Now she bought another girl, and now she's had a singleton litter, and then she's had failures. Same stud dog that she says has great, so she says she's checked the semen, because that would be the first question, because the commonality between these failures is a single stud. So you've now had, where you had a very good luck with this stud and this female, now you're not getting any puppies at all. So what the heck's going on? Well, I would just double check. I mean, the next thing I'd say is, really make sure that the semen really is okay. If the semen's okay, then the next thing to think about is, or you should do this anyways, check for brucellosis. You could have brucellosis. This would wipe out the possibility of having puppies. I'm not sure, I doubt that that's what it is, but it's a simple test to do, and you should definitely check this and make sure that's not the cause of your problem. So problems can be brucellosis. Typically they absorb puppies or have stillborn puppies, but they will show to be pregnant with an ultrasound at 3 weeks. Canine herpes virus, typically you have puppies that don't survive, so I don't think that's what's going on here. So, the secret to getting a litter is quality semen, AI'd correctly at the right time. And if you mess up on any 3 of those, you can compromise the litter. So which of those, or the female's no longer able to produce puppies because there's some inherent problem with the dog, cysts on the uterus, cancer of the uterus, low thyroid levels, some mechanical obstruction, with to do with the way that her anatomy is built. Those could all be reasons. Those are probably not the case for you because you've had a successful litter, but I'm just bringing up the possibilities. Okay. Let's go forward. Thank you for answering my question. Okay, that's not, don't think we have to talk about that one. Let's go forward here a little bit because there's some good questions in here. Sorry, I'm just, that's one I just answered. Okay, here we go. Carla Garcia, she bought a Yorkie Maltese mix. Second day she woke up not well. Took her to the vet, came home with some meds. Well, I'm not sure what exactly you're asking us here about, but certainly if you've got a puppy that comes in from somebody else, he wants to go to the vet to have a proper vet check. That's very important within the first, as soon as you can, certainly within 48 hours of you having the puppy. Do not introduce the puppy to any other dogs. Puppies need to be quarantined from all other dogs for at least 2 weeks to make sure there's not a problem. And then if you've got a puppy that's in trouble, and I'm not sure exactly what's going on with this one, then the 2 things that are useful would be an incubator and oxygen. KR, I thought there was no such thing as a merle carrier. Tammy, you want to have a go? Tammy just came in.
A merle carrier.
There you go, there's Tammy.
There's a cryptic merle.
Yep. Yep.
And there can be solid dogs that carry the merle.
But it could be a cream dog, you couldn't see it.
Right.
So let's just talk first about what a merle dog is. If it's done right, a merle dog has a single copy of merle. It doesn't have 2, has a single copy. A single copy of merle will produce puppies to half the offspring on average. So they'll have 1 copy of merle and they'll be merle. A dog that is cream, you won't see the merle, it'll get hidden up by the merle. A dog that's an extreme pied merle, you won't see the merle. But all these dogs should have 1 copy of M, little m, big M. If you get a dog that's got 2 copies of merle, little m, that dog may have big problems with things like sight and hearing. So that's why we don't breed merles to merles. Can a dog be a merle carrier? It's the wrong naming for it. It's because a dog with a single copy of merle that you would call a merle carrier is a merle. It's not a merle carrier. Tammy did talk about cryptic merles. A cryptic merle is a merle that doesn't show that it's merle, but it carries a copy of it.
And it's the only merle, cryptic merle, that you can breed a merle.
Yep, you can breed a merle to a cryptic
With
merle.
it, yeah.
Yes, I've never seen a cryptic merle, so I
have on
Have you?
Facebook.
have you?
Yeah.
It just looked completely not merle, right?
No, it doesn't show any merle.
Anything? What about its eyes? Anything funny about its eyes?
Probably blue is what I'd
Yeah.
guess. I can't
Right.
remember. I just
Yeah.
remember seeing him.
That's
on
normally a pretty
Facebook.
good indicator. Most merles do have funny eyes, where they're interesting eyes, where you tend to have different colours in one eye than the other eye. And so dogs that are platinums, that you can't see the merle, you can very often see it in their eyes. So it gives you an indicator that you might have a merle dog, and you can't see it. Justin Brown. Watching my videos took me to one that's I have a vet that does a cheap TCI and provides a complimentary ultrasound further on in a pregnancy when you use them for TCI. Well, that's nice. My question is, would it be beneficial to do more than one TCI? Would it be best beneficial to do an AI and then a TCI a few days afterwards? Is there a risk of getting puppies of wide variance in age doing that?
The name of the store is Butts Flowers.
Yep. So if I was doing this, I would do a vaginal AI backed up by a transcervical TCI 1 or 2 days later. So that's why I do that. You get a better chance of getting a decent sized litter. So then the other part of that of this is, if you do 2 TCIs or 2 AIs 2 days apart, does it affect the litter? You know, I see this a lot, and the answer is you certainly can see puppies where you've got smaller puppies and bigger puppies in a litter. But the reality of this, let's say that was due to the fact that you AI'd 2 different times, and some of them took on the first and some of them took on the second. If you didn't do the AI, you wouldn't get the puppies. So you got nothing to lose here. I suspect that it's probably not right, and I think that puppies don't grow that much in 2 days. What puppies do in a couple of days is their lungs develop, and they can have real problems if you take them early. But you can't expect to have a 5-ounce puppy who became an 8-ounce puppy in 2 days. That's just not what's going to happen. So I suspect this idea about breeding a couple of times apart is detrimental, because you can now have a litter that's different ages. I think that it's probably, look, we've been doing it for years, and I've not seen anything that leads me to believe that we should stop doing that.
I hope this guy's stopping, because he's got a stop sign. Come flying up here.
Okay. Thought I was going to be involved in a car wreck there for a moment. Hi, we have a 7-month-old fawn girl that goes after the rocks, small and large. Any small things she can reach, she has a chance to. As soon as she's good. Yeah, well, I mean, so you got a dog that's eating rocks. I mean, it's a problem, you know. Dog eats enough rocks, it's going to get blocked up, and you'll lose that dog. We'll have to have some serious surgery to get it out of its stomach.
Yep.
So, what do? You got to stop it from eating rocks, right? How do you do that?
Put cayenne pepper on rocks everywhere in your yard, you know, or something.
Well, that's not bad. I hadn't thought of that. That's one idea. Is you put the dogs in an area where there are some rocks, but you treat those rocks with some cayenne pepper. So
when they go to smelling it, it's gonna hit their nose and their lips, and they're gonna lick, and it's gonna set them afire.
I mean,
well,
you've got. See, I see this as you've got 3 choices. You
get all the rocks out of the yard.
Yeah, right. So you got 3 choices. You don't do anything about it, and you just take your chances. You teach the dog not to do it, or you get rid of the rocks, or don't put the dogs in an environment where there's rocks. That's it. So to me, the not doing anything is dangerous. I like Tammy's idea. The idea is to try to teach the dog not to eat rocks. And one way to do that would be to number one.
How old is the dog?
7 months. I think 7 months old.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. Is the longer you let this go, the harder it is. You know, they say this old saying, you can't teach old dogs new tricks. Now, it's much easier to teach dogs things that you want them to do when they're younger. Yes, that's what I mean. I mean, I'm completely untrainable at this point. I mean,
Definitely.
I mean, I'll probably just crap my pants just sitting here. Those days are coming, by the way.
Well, I won't be taking care
Yeah,
of it.
right. No, you'll be
home.
taking care of a bullet in my head. I get lead poisoning is what will happen the day that happens. I just have one little mishap, and you won't see me anymore. The home hell, you're just off me. That's what you'll do. You're with whole. I've got a do not resuscitate order, so she will actually invoke that, and everything will be held, and yeah. So
now you know.
Yeah, but yeah. I think you've got to teach this dog not to eat rocks, and so make it fun to not eat rocks. You're eating a rock, you take it out of their mouth, you take them to a different area, let them play for a little bit, give them a treat. Take them back to an area where there's rocks, and every time that they've got a rock, you take the rock away from them, and you give them some playtime. Tell them no, give them some playtime. I mean, I think
give them a play toy instead.
Yeah,
right.
Know, right,
just
exactly.
No on the rock.
Right.
Here's a play toy.
And the problem is Tammy said, remove all the rocks. That's good, but the problem with this is you can't trust that dog to be in other places. But certainly, I think the longer that the dog is not around eating rocks, the more likely it is to get away from this. So, maybe it's lacking things it wants to play with. Maybe you're leaving the dog outside without somebody to play with it. These could all be reasons why the dog's going and seeking other things to go do. But anyway, we spent a long time just on the rock. So yeah. Anything else to add to that? Nope.
Rock on, James.
Rock on, James. Bye, folks. Thank you for watching the video. I really appreciate people who subscribe to me. It helps me, encourage me to do more of these videos. But do remember, disclaimer here, I am not a vet. I'm not a licensed medical professional. I'm purely a person who's been breeding dogs for the last couple of decades. Any information that you got from this video, use at your own risk. There's nothing implied here, and certainly this should not be used as a substitute for advice from your veterinarian or your medical professional. I hope you enjoyed the video. Come back for more of them. Bye.